How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You're back in Nashville finally?
I am. This is day, I guess, 2.5 that I'm back home since March, which is crazy.
Where were you for that whole time?
I'm really close to my parents, and I'm an only child, and my mom, she just has really weak lungs, and I knew that I was never going to get this kind of time with her probably ever again, just because she can't go to a lot of shows, and I'm so busy on the road all the time. So I went and just hung out with them, and it was awesome.
That must have been so special, something you haven't done in years, chasing this
Years.
dream, right?
Yeah, it's very true. I have not had uninterrupted 2 months in years.
But was there ever a point where you're like, okay, I love it, but now I remember why I moved out all those years ago, or was it good the whole time?
Well, I was staying because of me still going to the grocery for my family and things. I was staying at a separate house, so I at least like had my time to like go away. But I mean, of course, we all got sick of each other at some point.
I just moved back to Calgary from Edmonton, and I've been living with my mom and my wife and my daughter. And yeah, there's those moments where you're like, this is fantastic. Then there's moments where you're like, your own space would be nice sometimes, right?
Yes, I feel that. I feel that strong.
And so how is the family doing with COVID? Is everybody kind of freaked out, or is everybody kind of calm now, or how's everybody feeling?
I think it goes in waves. I think when you have somebody that really could be highly affected by this, if they were to get it, you are a little bit more fearful, like my mother. But we have been being safe since the very beginning, and just really trying to do all of the precautions to make sure that we're safe. And that at the end of the day, that's really all you can do.
Is that the hardest thing for you though, or did you find a way where you could still hug and still be around her, or did you have to keep the 2 meters away just to be totally safe with mom?
For the first couple weeks, because I had spent a lot of time in New York the week that all this happened. I was on like doing national television, doing press, playing shows in the city where it was out of control. So I stayed away, practiced social distancing for at least 2 weeks. I think I did even a little bit longer. But once I did that, then I was able to be around her. But we still didn't really hug or do anything like that. And I washed my hands like a crazy person.
Isn't the non-hugging the worst part? Like, I just want to hug my grandma. I just want my in-laws to be able to hug their granddaughter. It's the worst.
It's such a weird thing. It's like you feel so close to somebody, yet you can't show affection. It's very strange.
Were you away from Michael the whole time, or were you guys actually together out there?
He was with me the majority of the time in Alabama, and then he's equally as close to his family. So he went to Florida to visit his family for kind of the month of May, and he'll be back this week in Nashville.
Are you guys just missing each other like crazy? Because that's got to be hard too.
Yeah, no, I mean, yes, of course we are, and it's been just we got so much time together also, and two artists trying to process all of this stuff has been crazy. But I love that he's getting the time that he needs with his family too, because he definitely sacrificed a lot to come and stay with me.
Now that you're back in Nashville, how do you do with stuff like this? Do you like the Zoom meeting? Do you like FaceTime, or are you kind of like me and you'd rather just talk to somebody on the phone and not have to have them see your face the whole time?
Kind of a mix. It's nice to feel like a little bit of human interaction for sure, and like more than just a phone because you don't see somebody. But it's definitely weird. It's a weird time, but I at least am like, oh, I saw humans today.
The only thing I don't like about it is the fact that usually when I'm on the phone with somebody, I can either like be on Twitter or Instagram, or have a baking show in the background, and now I really have to focus on their face and they know that I'm interested.
I'm with you on that. I'm a multitasker, so that is annoying.
So how do you celebrate? I don't want to say the word because it's like saying shutout in hockey, so I don't want to say what might be on the horizon here in Canada, but if good things were to come, how would you celebrate socially distance-wise?
So I've told my band, because your band becomes your family, and we travel. I spend more time with them than anybody in my entire family. And you work so hard to have those songs that you can watch as a band progress. And so we have missed out on this song Building on the Road, which sucks. But I told them I want to have a socially distant, hopefully #1 celebration in my front yard. So that will be
that's the best way.
And then hope, you know, just getting excited at the fact that when we get back out on the road, hopefully this song is banging, you know, and fans know it and we're like, whoa, okay, we feel it. But it just sucks to not be able to feel it out on the road with them.
I hope you find what you were looking for.
Is that something where you get Lee Brice on Zoom to be part of that socially distant front yard celebration, or what do you do there?
Oh, I mean, I'm probably going to invite him. I love him. I love him. I love his wife. Like he's like a big brother to me. So he will be invited, and I'm sure that our teams will do something in a parking lot or something, because I love that guy.
Are you surprised the way people are connecting with this song, or when you wrote it, you kind of knew that this would be something special like that?
When I wrote it, I knew that I needed to say it because of what I had gone through. It's very personal. I don't think I necessarily thought it was anything super special until Luke and I sang the demo, because I wrote it with Luke Combs, and I went, okay, this feels cool. And then when Lee sang it, I was like, oh. And you know, in my career, I've had 2 songs where it was like undeniable. Every little thing, everybody was like, this is it. And then this one, my whole team, my label president, my management, everybody knew this was going to do something. And I still like didn't let myself go there, because I was like, this is like my story, and I'm not exactly like a saint in this story. I'm kind of the bad guy. So what are people going to think about that? You know, coming from the girl that was like, oh, he broke my heart, blah. So just to see what it's done is really cool.
Well, at least you can feel good knowing that you're not the only person that's done this kind of thing in a relationship and felt this way. We've all been there before, right? We've all been the monster in the relationship, just as we've all been the one that's been hurt, right?
Yeah, and I think that's what's cool about this song is like Lee plays one side of the story and I play the other side. So you can relate no matter who you are. Even if you've never experienced being the heartbreaker, you can be Lee and be mad at the guy or the girl that broke your heart, you know? Or you can be like me and be like, whoops, held on to it.
I've seen a lot of artists doing this. Would you ever consider releasing the first demo that has Luke Combs on it just for us to listen to while in quarantine?
Maybe, but honestly, to me, I feel like that's disrespectful to Lee. Quite honestly, the passion that Lee had to sing the song with me trumps all of it. So, you know, if Luke ever wanted to do that himself, that would be fine. But the guy that deserved to sing it with me sang it with me.
Considering you have both sides in a breakup here, we're going through a time where it's very hard to break up with somebody, especially when you're not living with them. Is a Zoom breakup okay, or is a text breakup okay at this time? Or is that still something we should wait till quarantine is over?
Oh God, I don't know the answer to that. I mean, honestly, I would say just break up so that then you can have the time to just like be over it, because prolonging that, Lord, who knows when this is going to be over. But I think about people who are like just dating. What did they do? Did they just like stop dating at this point? Like if you'd only been on like 3 dates and you really liked them, like what are you doing?
Well, we did a show and a lot of people actually moved in together. They told us, we were like, yeah, we went on a couple dates and we just decided to move in together. It's going okay, which is terrifying to me.
Yeah, no, that's a horrible idea.
Have you ever been through a breakup that was a little impersonal, whether it was a note or an email, and you're like, really, you couldn't do it face to face?
I'm trying to think. I mean, I feel like the initial, this is not working, was face to face, but maybe they didn't get it. The particular guy in this song, I did it face to face, and then he didn't really get it. So he did get some text messages.
Just so you're aware, that was a breakup, just so we're on the same page about this whole thing.
Almost like sometimes they don't want, they're like, no, really, like, you're not leaving. It's like, no, I am. Sorry. Yes, I'm leaving. So you got to go in and text.
I'm crossing my fingers that you're going to have that socially distanced celebration. I think it's going to happen. But I also wanted to talk about that incredible video you released of the empty streets all across the nation and the tribute to the frontline healthcare workers. It won't always be like this. It's such a strong message right now. It's incredible.
Thank you. Yeah, that song, I always knew it was special when I wrote it. It was actually the last song that I wrote for the album. And I just wanted to tell my story. Then I go in the studio and record it with my producer, Busby, who I've worked with since I was 25 in 2015. Long before you guys knew who I was, he believed in me. And then he turns in my album and gets diagnosed with brain cancer at the age of 43 and passes away in 6 weeks. That was crazy. So that song took on a new meaning for me then, of realizing I didn't realize this would be the last time I would record with my friend. So then when COVID hit, I was like, man, this song just keeps taking on different lives. And I had so many healthcare workers and so many family members that were scared for their loved ones that maybe were diagnosed with it or were in the hospital and they couldn't be with them. So I felt like it needed to have a moment. So my band and I got in our homes and we recorded it live, and I wanted it to kind of be where people could relate to the empty streets in towns, then go to the front lines and for the healthcare workers. And then I kind of wanted to show you my world of how it's different from us being on stage and me shaking fans' hands and putting them in my lap, little kids on stage. And then at the very end showing you, and here's my band today. We're all in our homes and not together, but we're making this live sound.
It won't always feel like this.
Really, one of the reasons I love country so much is because one song and the lyrics can mean so many different things to so many different people, no matter what they're going through. I, like you, just had a big loss. I lost my father a couple of months ago. And so that song for me just tells me, hey, we're going to get through this. It's not always going to be this hard. And I've had so many people in my life that say, I'm so sick of COVID. When is this going to be over? And this message hits totally different for them because it says, hey, it's not always going to be like this. You're going to be able to hug again. You're going to be able to go to restaurants and bars. You're going to be able to go to work. So
Yeah. And we're all just going through things and trying to figure it out.
And that's the best message. It won't always be like this. Speaking of messages, one last thing before I let you go. We can't celebrate grads like normal. So we've got a virtual graduation yearbook. And instead of you submitting on our website, I was wondering if you just had some words for the 2020 grads.
Yes. First of all, congratulations. You've done more than me. I never graduated from high school. I got a diploma in the mail from an online school. But just, it's a weird time, and I hate so much seeing so many graduates, seeing the signs outside and seeing the way that they're having to kind of like not have this moment together. And it's such a weird time in the world for everybody, but be very proud of yourselves, celebrate yourselves, and also know that you're going to be able to celebrate with your friends and family at some point. And this is not going to be the biggest moment of your life. You have so much to look forward to, and you'll be able to laugh about it. It'll be a good memory. And
you probably would have hated your grad date in 10 years anyways. So it's probably all good.
It's going to be fine. You're not going to think about it. I know that you don't understand that now. I get it. Prom is like the biggest thing in the world. Graduation, I get it, but it's not. You're going to be fine.
Carly, I really appreciate your time. Congratulations on what I hope will be a very big next couple of weeks for you. Hopefully you get to have that celebration, and we'll catch up soon.
Thank you so much.